Smiley face. And for once, we haven't lost Brett. When I used Discord video switch over. So let's pull up those results. I mean, I'm not going to say what we say every time. Well, I am going to say what we say every time. Is the top cut. It's just almost unbelievable, the quality that we have in here, the competition that we're seeing.
We've seen our last of the American teams go out, Miguel's Mavericks and Jay Atkins. Great teams. I mean, all the teams we've had are absolutely great. Great to see Team Coxina still in it. I can't wait to see this week's games and how they're going to go forward with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this top four is absolutely great to watch. I mean, last week I was concerned they were going to get knocked out and went to record one that was a bit easier. So great to see Team Coxina was still in it, because that's exactly what I said I was going to hopefully be able to do.
Awesome.
And I can't pick any one of these four teams that I think is going to definitely be in the finals. Usually I make a little like gut instinct play of this team will be in the finals.
No.
I can't decide between any one of these four teams. Each one deserves to be in there.
I mean, they're all well-known teams in each of their own communities. All well experienced here. I mean, Hammer Glancy ones are probably a slightly better rep, but I don't know what to say.
Usually at this point, we've had one, like in KOTE 8 and KOTE 9, we've had one team that has had a hell of a run through the top cut. They've had like a string of tough teams and well-known teams all the way through, but this time we haven't really had that. So it's going to be quite interesting to see who got here, because we haven't really got any underdogs. We haven't got any teams that have had a hell of a top cut to get here. All the teams have been strong and all the teams have played the best. So it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes.
Definitely.
And none of these teams can be discounted. It's going to, this top four and finals is going to be really tough.
Yeah. So let's move on to our second cup. Well, we have another Hamburger Lantian here as well.
Yep.
And they've got the first Dune the Wandering Forgers, their first event. They're from Russia. Good to see them making the top four in the second cut. And Beginner Switch and Key Forgery. It's great to see Laptops and his team there still fighting strong. I'll be honest, I wouldn't say they had an easy run. They had to play Can't Touch This in the first round and then had a bye. But
it's another situation here. Any of these teams here could easily have been in the top cut.
Oh, completely.
Any of the teams in the second cut could have easily been in the top cut.
Oh, completely, absolutely, completely.
So I think this top four and final is going to be just as competitive as the finals that we're going to be seeing next week.
And I think it's a shame we can't record both, but there is just not enough time in the day. No. Not even going to pretend there is. Give me 1 second.
No, I'll get ahead and have a quick look at top three. Ooh.
Right.
Top three.
Dun dun dun.
So KFPT, Aubergines, and not much to expect. Little Hearts chosen with KFPT Generosity. So we're not going to get that UK finals that we said last week. Well, again, even for a third cup, these are some very strong teams, but we may see a KFPT finals taking place, which will be very interesting. And I know they make their own content for YouTube, and if it's KFPT Aubergines taking on KFP Generosity in the finals, that is most likely going to be up there.
Yeah. Can we restream what they do live so we can put it on our channel as well to give them some publicity?
I think so.
So let's make that offer to them as well. If it is a playoff in the final, we are making some assumptions here. I mean, they've still got two good teams they're playing with, not much to protect, and Jill's Hot Chosen are both recognised teams. So
yeah,
okay,
it'll definitely be interesting. And then the fourth cut, all comes down to what happens between Senseless and Hamburg Atlanteans.
So I've given them. Well, I now will officially say they've got till lunchtime tomorrow to tell me what's going on. If there is no 2-win team by then, we will have to have a strict conversation with them. We could, I suppose, give them the extra week because they do have the extra week of leniency.
But that would also come down to coast.
Yeah, we got to run it by them as well. So
we don't want those guys be having a week on there. But And I think, didn't they say it's the final game, so there might be one game that's not been reported?
No. They've got 2 games left from what I heard. I've only played 1 game, which was yesterday morning. At least that's what I understand. Is maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have played 2 and I missed the message. But
Oh no, yeah, it was you that said when will you get your last game in? No,
game. I meant to say games. My apologies. I meant to say games. So yeah,
that's fine. We'll give it a little kick up the butt. I'll give them a bit of hounding tomorrow morning.
sounds good,
Hopefully
man.
they'll get those through, and then coast to coast, and we can get the 4th cup wrapped up
Next week.
and report the finals next week. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, I mean that's all we've got for the stream this week, guys. And I appreciate our stream's actually a nice sensible time of an hour this week, which was the aim when we started this over a year ago, and we never thought we'd manage it. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Any closing remarks today, Brett?
I was going to say this has made definitely give me appreciation for video editors because when we started this, like you said, we wanted it to be an hour. It was like 3 hours, and then I've managed to edit games down to a consistent 10 to 20 minutes, apart from ridiculous ones that went on for ages. So I have got a newfound appreciation for all people that edit videos because it's a lot of it's a very hard slog.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, the whole structure and strategy that it all requires. It's just the time. So much time is required.
Well, yeah, as it starts to draw to an end,
It's sad.
yeah, it becomes a lot more real that we're not going to be doing this anymore. Like you said, you get your Tuesday back, but it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be like a little bit of a void.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a void. It's going to be a void, but at the same time, it's going to be nice to have the time back initially. But I say, I'm sure we did say we're going to talk about today what we're thinking about doing next. And so we're thinking about doing some stuff with Storybook Brawl. We're thinking about potentially doing some other things. And it all comes down to, I think, how Brendan and I feel after we've had a bit of a break.
Well, yeah, that's just it because it's one of those things that it just does take a lot of work and setting up a whole new thing, finding new admins and finding people that are playing the game is going to be a huge thing, and it's also finding a game that we want to actually do. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I started doing the streams primarily to sort out my public speaking on camera. I can do it live much easier than I can on camera, and that job is now complete.
oh, excellent.
So I have the confidence now to go and bullshit my way anywhere. I mean, tell the truth anywhere. But as ever, it is if we set up another event, what is the reason for the event, and that is the key thing to work out.
That was it. Yeah, this was when you started this. It was just a way for people to play together, and it sort of when the pandemic hit, it sort of became one of the only ways for people to play together competitively.
Exactly, yeah, and we're trying to make it at least casual yet entertaining and competitive if you wanted it to be competitive, but not focus on the competitive size.
If there's anybody in the chat that is interested in Storybook Brawl or wants to know more, feel free to message us on Discord. We're more than happy to talk about it, and we would love to get some group lobbies of people together because, I mean, Chris is still working his way up through the ranks.
Squire, I'm like 1,650 points now.
I'm going to be playing in the professional December tournament. Dave Pizarro Dave from Leap Out played in the November one. I know that Andrew One Star Peeps likes the game. It is a really fun game, and it's one of the ones that I would push for us to cover. But at the same time, there is things like Flesh and Blood, the new My Hero Academia card game. There's a lot of very popular games that have come out this year that are all very good candidates for us to start covering.
And that's the challenge, really. There's always just too much we can do.
Exactly.
And it's trying to find out the right one.
Exactly. It's finding out if there is a gap in their market for what we want to do.
And if it scratches the itch we want to scratch.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, well, we better let everyone get off.
Yep.
I've got food coming soon, and best of luck, everybody. We'll see. We'll see you next week when we go over the finals, and then we'll see you for the actual finals.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. One sec.